It started with a single sentence, one line in an interview that sent shockwaves across the Outlander fandom. Sam Heughan had been smiling, relaxed, answering casual questions about his future plans when he suddenly said, almost offhandedly, "I think it's time I moved in. It would make life easier for both of us." The reporter laughed. Sam laughed too. But for fans, the words echoed like thunder. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And the question burning in everyone's mind was the same. Who was he talking about? Then came the follow-up. Another outlet posted a longer version of the video. In it, Sam added one more line. "I've been spending a lot of time around Caitriona lately. It just feels natural." That was all it took. Within hours, #Sam and Caitriona was trending worldwide. Fans flooded social media with theories, screenshots, and excited speculation. Some were in disbelief, others ecstatic. One fan wrote, "Wait, did Sam Heughan just say he's moving in with Caitriona Balfe?" Another replied, "No way, he must be joking, or is he?" The world of Outlander fans has always blurred the line between fiction and reality. For years, Sam and Caitriona's chemistry as Jamie and Claire had fueled endless rumors about a real-life romance. Both had denied it repeatedly, insisting their connection was a deep friendship built on trust and respect. But this time, Sam's words felt different. By the next morning, tabloids had turned speculation into scandal. Sam Heughan reveals plans to move in with married co-star Caitriona Balfe, screamed one headline. Another twisted it even further. Secret living arrangements? Inside Sam and Caitriona's shocking plan. Even those close to the industry were caught off guard. The clip came from a charity QA session in London, where Sam had been asked if he was planning any big changes in his life. Most thought he was teasing a move back to Scotland or a new project. But his playful tone, combined with Caitriona's name, made it impossible to ignore. For Caitriona, the moment was equally unexpected. When the news broke, she was in New York for an event, walking a red carpet when a reporter asked, "Caitriona, how do you feel about Sam moving in?" The crowd laughed, but she paused, caught between amusement and disbelief. Then she smiled faintly and said, "We've always been close, haven't we?" That single line, warm, ambiguous, perfectly Caitriona, only made things worse. Fans took it as confirmation. The internet exploded again, dissecting her smile frame by frame. Some claimed to see affection in her eyes, others insisted it was deflection. Still, no one could deny that something about her tone felt softer than usual. For years, both had danced gracefully around rumors, never feeding them, never denying more than necessary. But now, this was different. This time, the story wasn't about what fans imagined, it was about what Sam actually said. The press hounded both of them for clarification. Entertainment sites published timelines of their friendship. Paparazzi camped outside filming locations, desperate to catch a glimpse of the big move. Even the Outlander production team was asked whether Sam and Caitriona were living together on set. One insider responded simply, "They're closer than most people think, but not in the way you think." Sam, meanwhile, stayed quiet for days. He didn't post on social media. He didn't correct the rumors. He didn't laugh them off as he usually did. That silence became its own kind of confirmation. And with every hour that passed, the frenzy grew louder. Behind closed doors, those who knew him best said Sam seemed calm, almost too calm. He knew what people were saying, but he also knew that denying it too soon would only make the story bigger. Still, he couldn't ignore the weight of Caitriona's name being dragged through speculation once again. The last thing he wanted was to hurt her or disrupt the delicate balance they had built over years of friendship and work. On social media, fan theories reached fever pitch. Some pointed to old interviews where Sam had called Caitriona, "my home away from home." Others pulled up photos of the two laughing between takes. Every smile, every touch, every look became evidence. Then, late one evening, a short behind-the-scenes clip surfaced online. A fan-recorded moment from a recent event. In it, Sam could be heard joking with another cast member, "It'll be easier when we live closer. saves me a flight." That single sentence reignited the fire. Fans were certain now. He said when, not if, one comment read. Another wrote, "They've stopped hiding it. This is real." The speculation reached such intensity that even mainstream news outlets began covering it. Fans stunned, the headlines repeated, but beneath the gossip and exaggeration, something deeper stirred: curiosity. Had Sam really meant what he said? Was this just another misunderstanding, or had the walls between their on-screen love and real lives finally begun to blur? One thing was clear: whatever truth lay behind Sam's words, it had already changed everything. And as the world waited for his explanation, one question lingered louder than the rest. What if he actually meant it? For nearly a week, Sam Heughan said nothing. While the internet spun its theories and tabloids turned whispers into exclusive sources, he kept quiet, calm on the outside, conflicted on the inside. He'd been through rumors before, but this one felt different. This time, it wasn't just about him. It was about Caitriona. Every headline carried her name beside his. Every tweet tagged them both. The story had escaped their control, morphing into a fantasy too loud to silence. And what hurt Sam the most was knowing that Caitriona had to face it too, once again caught between friendship and speculation. Finally, on a rainy Thursday evening, he opened his phone, stared at the blinking cursor on Instagram, and began typing. His post was short, but it stopped millions of fans in their tracks. "I said something that was meant as a joke, maybe one that came out wrong. Caitriona has been my closest friend for over a decade. She's family. That's what I meant. She's my home, even when we're miles apart." In a few lines, he ended the rumor, and yet, somehow, deepened it. Because beneath the denial, fans sensed truth in his tone. That rare kind of closeness that isn't romance but feels just as deep. The reaction was instant. Thousands of comments flooded in. Some fans were relieved, others heartbroken. "He called her family," one wrote. "That's love in its purest form." Others weren't ready to let go of the dream. "He didn't say they won't live together," someone argued. "Maybe it's emotional, not literal." Caitriona, too, responded, but in her signature understated way. During an interview days later, a journalist asked, half smiling, "So, when's the move-in date?" She laughed softly and said, "We've already been in each other's lives long enough. I think that counts." The audience laughed, the interviewer moved on, but fans clung to her words like scripture. For all the speculation, for all the noise, their bond still felt unbreakable. Behind the scenes, Sam and Caitriona finally had a quiet conversation, away from cameras, away from screens. It wasn't about the rumors or the jokes. It was about the toll. Caitriona sighed, shaking her head. "It never ends, does it?" she said. Sam smiled, tired but sincere. "Maybe that's because what we have looks like something people want to believe in." And he wasn't wrong. There was something magnetic about them, something too natural to script, too rare to fake. They'd spent years sharing glances that spoke louder than dialogue, holding each other through emotional scenes that blurred the line between performance and truth. It was no wonder fans couldn't separate Jamie and Claire from Sam and Caitriona. But to them, their connection had always been something else, a safe space in a chaotic world. Moving in, Sam had meant, wasn't about walls and furniture. It was about presence, about finding peace near someone who understood you completely, even when words failed. When Sam finally sat down for a new interview weeks later, he was ready to clarify things in his own way. "You know," he said with a grin, "I think people took that comment a little too literally. Caitriona's got her life. I've got mine. But she's one of the few people who truly gets me. I'd move next door to her if I could. Life would just be easier with her around." The host laughed, but the sincerity in his eyes was unmistakable. Fans saw it too. The internet softened. Memes turned into admiration posts. Someone wrote, "He didn't move in with her, but she clearly lives in his heart." For once, the story ended not in scandal, but in warmth. The chaos gave way to something quieter, appreciation. People began sharing old clips of them laughing, interviews where they finished each other's sentences, behind-the-scenes videos where their friendship shone brighter than any romance ever could. And as if on cue, Sam posted again a photo from the Outlander set. It showed him and Caitriona sitting together between takes, both smiling at something unseen. His caption was simple. "Some people are more than co-stars. Some feel like home." The internet erupted once more, but this time, not in debate, in affection. Fans wrote thousands of comments celebrating their bond, calling it the most beautiful friendship in Hollywood. Even Caitriona commented beneath the post with a single heart emoji. It was small, subtle, but it said everything. The truth behind the viral moment was finally clear. Sam hadn't been confessing love, or planning a secret move. He'd been revealing something deeper, the kind of connection that defies labels and gossip. In a world that constantly demands explanations, they chose something braver. Silence, trust, and the understanding that not every story needs a perfect ending. Because for Sam and Caitriona, the plan was never about moving in together. It was about never drifting apart. And perhaps that's why, years later, fans still believe in them. Not because of what was said, but because of what was felt. Two souls bound not by scandal, but by something far rarer. Unwavering loyalty, and a friendship that feels like forever.